Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take the worry out of rest in between sets. I'm going to show you how to maximize rest in between sets for maximal gains. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. If you need coaching, I'd love to work with you. Check out the link below. All right, so let's talk about rest in between sets. I continue to get a lot of questions regarding rest in between sets, and it causes lifters a lot of grief. If you're like them, and if you were like me in my early years, worrying about rest in between sets, what is the optimal amount of rest in between sets to maximize our sets, to maximize the muscle building process, to maximize the strength building process, whatever it is that you're trying to maximize. Now, I've worked with probably over 1,000 clients during my time as an online coach, and I can tell you the method I'm about to give you is foolproof. It'll take all the worry out of things, and you'll never have to overthink things again. Now, I'm gonna give you a caveat. I'm gonna give you a method, and then if you wanna break these rules and have more structure than this, you surely can. But what I wanna do is take the worry out of the process so you guys know, hey, this is the minimum I need to maximize muscle building. Now, when it comes to muscle building, you hear a lot of chaos out there in the industry. You can hear a lot of different voices putting out a lot of different rest in between sets, a lot of different theories, and a lot of different rules and all kinds of different pieces of advice when it comes to rest in between sets. You want to keep rest in between sets minimal. This will maximize the muscle building process. You want to keep rest in between sets maximal. This will maximize the muscle building process. If you just hang around long enough, I guarantee if you go on YouTube and search about 10 videos, you're going to end up confused. So what we know from the science of muscle building, we're going to talk about the science of muscle building, and we're going to talk about the real world, what we know from the history of lifting, because that'll teach us the most. The science of lifting is really inconclusive. It doesn't really say that there's a very specific rest in between sets that will optimize or maximize gains. And this is because training is very much an art form. What you do in the gym is like creating a painting or a work of art. You can create a workout, but there's so much nuance and so much character to an individual workout that the devil is really in the details. And the rule I'm about to give you when it comes to rest in between sets will make sense in that context. The old school lifters, like in the 50s and 60s, the guys that kind of got to lift for their job, so to speak, you would see a lot of these guys spending 2, 3, sometimes 3.5 hours in the gym and taking breaks halfway during their workout to drink milk. I think I remember Doug Hepburn or one of those types of lifters would mention that he would take a break halfway through his workout or even drink milk in between sets, and he would just prolong the process. A lot of these guys were doing very brutal extended workouts, stuff that would probably make us wince or cry in fear nowadays, right? Then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have some more modern systems like I've created, rest pause systems, and there is a place for rest pause. Rest pause basically restricts rest in between sets to amplify the muscle building process. So there you have two ends of the spectrum. You have the very minimal rest in between sets on certain exercises to amplify the muscle building process. And then you have kind of that old school approach, just rest as long as you want, take as long as you want, that sort of thing. So right now you're thinking, what the heck, man? I thought you were going to tell me what the rule was. I thought you were going to help me out. I am. And here it is. The goal of building muscle, and this is your foundation. I don't want you to forget this. The goal in the gym, the goal of building muscle and strength, you want to train hard. No matter where you go on the internet, no matter what voice you're talking about, Greg Doucette or whatever, train harder than last time, wherever you go, people are talking about training hard. Let's train hard. And it can kind of seem like a mystical, magical thing. How do I train hard? Well, we're not going to get into that specifically in this video. But what we are going to do is we are going to structure our rest so that we can maximize the next set. Let that resonate. We are going to rest in between sets so we can come back physically and mentally ready to maximize the next set. So we can give it our most from a physical and mental standpoint. If we enter a set and we are not physically and mentally engaged and ready to go, are you best equipped to maximize that set? No, you are not. So we do not need to set specific rest times when it comes to rest in between sets. Our goal should be after a set to say, I'm going to rest until I feel physically and mentally ready to attack the next set as best I can. Now, if you're going through your workout, some sets are going to feel more difficult than others. There is a dance going on. There's a give and take. Certain exercises will take more out of you than others. Doing heavy dumbbell rows takes more out of me than doing a pec deck. Sometimes in between sets of heavy dumbbell rows, I need at least 5 minutes until I know where the heck I am in the gym, right? So don't try to apply the same standards and rules to all exercises. What we want to do is dance the dance. Are you listening? Are you hearing me? We want to dance the dance that is given to us after each set. You finish a set, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter if it's an isolation or compound, and you are going to rest until you feel physically and mentally ready to go again. Because the goal, and I can't stress this enough, the goal is to maximize the next set, to get the most you can out of the next set, to make every rep count and to make that set count. The foundation of the massive iron world, this kind of training world that I've created, is if you maximize every set, you maximize your workouts. If you maximize every workout, you maximize the muscle building process. So the foundation comes down to maximizing every set and basically getting the most you can out of every rep. So therefore, when it comes to rest is structured to maximize the next set. We don't have to overthink it. We don't have to worry. There doesn't need to be timed rest. You can relax, and that is the good news. So the take-home point here is in the gym, yes, we don't want to be screwing around in between sets and wasting time and being distracted. We want to be focused on our workouts and not on our phones. But the goal is I'm going to rest until I feel physically and mentally ready to attack that next set, and then I will know I have rested properly. Now, a few final notes here because we did talk about rest pause, and I want to mention the fact that some people, over time, as they are training in the gym, find that by structuring rest periods based on what they have learned about a specific exercise, it enhances their training. That is fine. Right? Rules are meant to be broken. If it enhances your training, it allows you to train harder. So if you are someone that has found on bench press that if you rest 2.5 minutes between sets, it enhances your training, it enhances the hard work, then go for it. As long as you feel physically and mentally ready to go again. But if you are setting arbitrary rest periods in between sets and it is limiting set quality, then you might have some hard thinking to do and you might have to consider restructuring things. So on rest pause work is basically doing an exercise and doing as many reps, quality reps as you can, then resting very briefly, 10, 15, 20 seconds, and doing more, and then resting briefly and doing more, etc., for however number of times you're going to do this. This is still hard training. So when it comes to rest pause training, you're thinking, hey, you just said to rest until you feel physically and mentally ready to go again. That's true. But in the rest pause world, all these little mini sets or cluster of sets we're doing in a rest pause format, that's one effort. That's one set. So in between this effort or set, then we are going to rest until we feel physically and mentally ready to go again to attack the next rest pause grouping of mini sets or cluster of sets. Does that make sense? Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Drop them down below. So guys, I appreciate you watching. Have a good day.